just intro Ken real quick. One thing that really made Ken stand out to me when I met her, and I believe that I met her through networking, and we were talking about, I just was building my business online. We were talking about one of the things that would really benefit me was to have a VA. And my response was, there is not a chance in hell that I am going to send money to somebody in Cambodia that I don't know, I've never met, and I'm going to pay them in advance for a service they may or may not deliver on. And in my mind, I thought it would be a huge risk, a huge amount of money, just not a good, sound business decision. And boy, was I wrong. But Ken first served me, connected me with a few people, built a relationship with me. And when I got in a meeting with her and it was not our first meeting, but multiple meetings in, when I got in a meeting with her and was discussing her services with her. And I said, you know what? Why would I trust anybody with the keys to my business, basically, is what it is, right? Because I'm giving her my logins, I'm giving her access to my CRM, which holds all of my clients' CRM stuff, right? Like, why would I do that? Why would I trust anybody with that? And her response to me is what sold me on her. And everybody needs to know this. And she looked straight at me and she said, because I want your business to succeed as badly as I want my own business to succeed. And I've never looked back. I've never hesitated. I've also never looked at an invoice. And that's a weird thing because I'm totally a numbers person, right? Like if it doesn't balance, then it doesn't balance. But at this point, I don't care what I'm paying Ken. She is my right-hand gal. And it doesn't matter if I'm having a panic attack in the middle of the night over something, or if I'm frustrated, or if I'm just like, oh yeah, hey, I had this random thought, we need to implement this, and then it's done. And so Ken has grown phenomenally in her business. She's gone from being a solopreneur to owning her own VA agency in this short span that we've worked together. And I cannot give her kudos enough. I would welcome Ken into my home any day of the week and into my business. I already do.
Thank you, Colleen. I would need to get a visa first.
Well, I'd love to have you anytime. And everybody that's in here knows that the reason we're doing this is so that I can introduce you to my power partners and the people that I have used to grow my business. And Ken is definitely the top of the list for that. Ken, you want to tell us a little bit about your business and then give us your presentation?
Yes. So first of all, I want to thank Colleen, Nicole, and all of you that are taking the time to be here today because I know we're all busy with our business, our schedule. So I really appreciate you being here. So I'm Ken. I'm from the Philippines, but I live right now in Cambodia for more than 8 years. And so I rebranded my business and now it's called Ken Digital. And this is a virtual assistant agency. So I started solo, and to be honest, I wasn't expecting to be here that fast because when I started this year, I gave myself 1 year because people are like, when you start a new business, you give yourself like 6 months to build it. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give myself 1 year just to extend it more. It's like people give themselves 6 months. Okay, I'm gonna double that. It's like because I don't know how hard work, how much do I have to do with this? So then I'm like, where do I find the people? Because I started freelancing 8 years ago, and I was like freelancing doing website, but now I'm offering a different services, which is the virtual assistant. So I am thinking, okay, where do I find them? So then I created my website, I created my Facebook, everything in like 1 week. And it's like, okay, now I have everything that I need. Where do I go? So then I start looking for networking. It's like, because I remember all my past clients from freelancing are like clients that people referred to me because, they like me, they like to work with me. So it's not really like, I never do hard selling. Like, I don't know how to sell my businesses. It's like I talk to people and then eventually we get connected and that's how I get my clients. And I'm like, I need to find people like this, but I don't know where to find them. Like in Cambodia, it's not my clientele base. I'm not going to get clients in Cambodia because they're not ready for that kind of business. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go and see where should I go? So I found Lynn's networking. I found Colin's Monday morning chat. Don't ask me how I find it, but I research it, look on Facebook, look on Eventbrite, and that's how I get connected with them. And it's in a span of 3 months, 3 months. That's how I get Colleen to sign up with me. And then other clients after that, So it did not take me 6 months. It did not take me 1 year. It took me 3 months to get my first client. So I was like really happy. And I collaborated with Colleen, and now it's getting bigger. And then after that, I hired my team, and now I have 2 teams with me, and probably we're gonna add more because there will be more projects coming. So that's a little introduction about myself before I present my business and what I do, and to let people know what exactly or how smart entrepreneurs partner with virtual assistant. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen and see if okay, that's the right one. So this is a very, very, I don't know, can you guys see my screen? So this is like second, now I cannot see my okay, am I sharing the right screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so the why smart entrepreneurs partner with virtual assistant. So I introduced myself, but a little bit more about me is like a fun fact about me is I'm a very creative person. So I'm also a DJ, and I do portrait drawings and paintings, which you can see in the background of my Zoom. Those are my drawings. So like I mentioned, like for over 7 years, I've been supporting and helping small businesses simplify their information, manage their online presence, and then scale without losing their sanity. So, but before I started this, I was like freelancing. And I love the creativity part of it because I'm a very creative person. I like arts and the creative part and the challenges of turning this idea into something beautiful and functional. But then as it grows, I noticed something that the more work I took on is also what do you call it? The more work it took on also is like the less time I had to actually create, which I love doing. So then suddenly the creative freedom that I love start feeling like a never-ending to-do list. And I felt like that's how easily passion can turn into pressure when it comes to that. So then as I work closely with entrepreneurs and small business owners, I realized that we're on the same boat. Like they're actually also feeling that it's like it's a never-ending to-do list, like spending nights replying to emails, chasing invoices, posting on social media, trying just to keep up with everything. So then it clicked to me. So then I'm like, okay, most businesses actually don't fail for the lack of their talent or the lack of their skills because let's be honest, people that started their business because they have talent, they have skills, they know what they're doing. But businesses like this fail for the lack of time and support. So that's when I thought like, how about I start a virtual assistant services so then I can support these businesses and take time, make time for them so they can focus on something more important, whether that's personal or other parts of their businesses. So that's how I started. And then, so, like when your dreams start feeling like a to-do list, that's how most entrepreneurs burn out because they start doing everything by themselves, but they actually don't need to do it alone. They can hire and have a support system that can help them build their business. So most of us probably experience this in our business at some point. So can you imagine, like I did experience this when I was starting, like it's 10 p.m. and you're still in front of your laptop and then your inbox is full, you've got messages waiting to be answered, contents that you need to post, and then client or like people that wants feedback by tomorrow morning. So it's like all piling up. So then you tell yourself, okay, just one last thing to do, but then that last thing turn into another hour and another cup of coffee and another late night. So then you start feeling exhausted, although you really love what you do, but you're tired because you're stretched in and then you're doing everything you can just to keep things moving. So then that's when you start feeling burnout. And like I said, like you didn't start your business to be buried in tasks. You started because you wanted to build something that gives you freedom, purpose, and growth. So the turning point for me when that happens is like that starting the VA agency. So what is actually why you need to hire a VA? So your VA is your extra right hand or left hand if you're like if you're left-handed. So this is not just like an extra pair of hands. They are your strategic partner that will help you with your business, run your business from operations to admin to tech to basically whatever you can think of that you need help with your business. They handle repetitive tasks so you can focus on your growth. And every delegated task that you delegate to them is the time you reclaim for your business strategy. So I always tell my client when they said like, oh, but it costs money to hire a VA. Yes, it does, but it's not a cost. It's an investment to your freedom. So like you have to invest to your business to make it grow. Like if you don't invest and think that you can just do it yourself, I mean, maybe you could, but by experience, I know that I cannot just do it by myself. That's why I'm hiring Tim to help me also with my virtual assistant. So one experience like this is like one of the people I work with right now, and actually she's in South Africa right now, so she's having a trip, which but before I start working with her, she was like working long hours, keep things running up with her business, their admin tasks and juggling client calls, creating graphics for her newsletters, basically everything she's doing by herself. And when I start working with her, I didn't just work as a virtual assistant. I'm actually her project manager now because I help her set up the structure of her business, like plans, her scheduling, organizing projects from start to finish, setting up her CRM, her creating her SOPs, streamlining communication between her and clients, and then updating her website so it's the latest and really like show people what she does, and then creating graphics. So basically everything I'm handling with her business. So now she can take trips without worrying, like she's in South Africa, the time difference. But then she would like just message me, oh, thank you, Ken, like thank you for doing this. I really appreciate it. So her business is still running while she's having a trip or in a vacation. So she doesn't have to worry because she knows that there's someone taking care of her business. And that's actually the power of delegation. When you start, when you stop being the bottleneck for your business, then you can breathe and have more time for yourself. So another question like people ask is why should I hire a virtual assistant? So like I said that there are the extra right hand, but it's not just that. They're also a force multiplier for your time, energy, and focus because virtual assistant take care of your day-to-day operations that keep your business running smoothly. So you can concentrate on what you do best, which is like connecting to the right people, driving revenue and growth to your business. And a virtual assistant is someone that can help you reclaim time for yourself. And what a virtual assistant can do for you. So a lot of people they're hesitate to hire a virtual assistant because they don't know like what can they do for me, like but there are different kinds. So this is just like a few that a virtual assistant can do for your business, but there's like literally like hundreds of things that they can do, and each virtual assistant has different specialization that they can offer or whatever their packages are. So for example, they can offer you administrative and technical tasks, customer support, social media management, project management, bookkeeping, like sometimes they even do like a payroll or like invoices and setting up automations for you. So there's like technically different kinds of virtual assistant for each businesses that you can think of. And so for this administrative and technical tasks, that includes your inbox management, your scheduling and data entry, and some technical tasks, right? Like updating your website, setting up automation for your CRM. And when I talk about CRM, I'm talking about like Colleen CRM. Although Colleen CRM is really good because it's all set up, but I also collaborate with her with that. That when someone sign up for her CRM and they need a virtual assistant to handle everything so they don't have to do anything, then they can collaborate with me and Colleen with that. And then for the social media management, like creating the graphics, posting, engaging with your audience, And then project management, like creating SOPs, tracking everything, delegating to the team. So ensuring nothing get missed in your business. So when you hand this over, then you create space for yourself so then you can work best. And this kind of work is that only you can do, and then you can assign the rest to your virtual assistant. So what happens when you hire a virtual assistant? So here's the thing, and I think we always hear this phrase, like to what do you call it? It's not about working harder, but working smarter. But what actually does it mean? So here's the thing that nobody, like based on my experience in 8 years working with different businesses, and it's kind of secret, but not so secret, but nobody really wants to tell you about it, that smart entrepreneurs understand that phrase very well, that it's not about working harder, but working smarter, because success doesn't come from doing everything by yourself. It comes from knowing what to delegate and to whom. So that starts sometimes with a virtual assistant. Starts sometimes with like Colleen CRM. Like, okay, you need to delegate it to someone, especially when you don't know how to do it by yourself, or even if you know how to do it by yourself, but you really need help because you're drowning in this task. So it transforms your role from just being an operator to a leader. So smart entrepreneurs know that your most valuable asset is, here's I'm going to tell, and maybe some of you will disagree, but it's not your product, it's not your business, it's not even your skills, it's not even your talent. The most valuable asset in your business is your time. So a virtual assistant can help protect that asset and give you the freedom to focus on work that truly moves your business. And so you can move forward with your strategy, your innovation, and building meaningful connections, like what Colleen is doing with all her networking. Imagine if she has to handle her Monday morning every time, then she don't have time to go on this networking with Lean or other networkings like networking with Mike. So these are like just a few things that a virtual assistant can help you. And so what do you gain exactly when you have a virtual assistant by your side? So time and freedom, so to focus on the big picture with your business, and then reduce burnout, so more energy for you. Of course, more energy is less stress, and then scalable growth for your business and system that grows with you as well. And then peace of mind that, like I said, like one of my clients right now is on vacation in South Africa. So she can have fun, she can go sightseeing without checking her business because she knows somebody is running her business behind. So like Colleen always says also that when I offered my virtual assistant services, I'm not just like offering this to, of course, it's obvious that we have business to have profit, but it's not just that. Like, I like to build connections. So when every time somebody will like go with me in a coffee chat and then talk to me about the business and what they need, and then it always asks me like, what makes me stand out among the rest? Because to be honest, if you look online, there are like thousands and thousands of virtual assistants from the Philippines, from India, from everywhere, and they offer the same thing. And I offer the same thing too. But what makes me stand out is like, I treat your business like mine. Like I want you to succeed just how much I want my business to success, because that's like my goal. Like your success is also my success. So I'm not just like doing this task. I'm really like treating it like your partner in your own business. So with that, a final thought that I will like tell everybody here, that success isn't about doing more, it's about doing what matters most. And that's also a power of delegation and collaboration with people. Because when you stop doing more and doing what matters most to your business, then you can see like a scalable growth in your business, and you can see a difference. And that's what I did also. That's why I hire my team. So it's not about doing more, getting more client, but doing what matters most. So I'm really good at delegating. I'm really good at handling my team. So I hired people to work with me, so then we can work with my clients and give the best service that we can give. So if you're doing everything alone, this is your reminder that you're actually not failing in your business. and you're just overextended and you need the right support system. So that's all my presentation. I'm not like selling anything to anybody because that's not what I do. Thank you.
I have got some questions for you, Ken. You are all done. Does anybody have any questions for Ken? You could just unmute and I'll bring you up.
Okay. I'll just say
Laura.
something first. I'm going to start. And you know what? Ken said, she touched on it for just a second. And she said, if I had to do my Monday morning coffee chats, which most of you know about, that I wouldn't have time to do other things. And the truth of the matter is, I literally just show up for my Monday morning coffee chats. Besides reviewing the forms that are turned in, that's all I do. Ken does the work behind that. She goes through and edits all the videos. She communicates with my co-host. She does all of the presentation and the social media posting for all of that. I don't do any of that. I do literally just show up for that. And when she first started doing that, I didn't see from where I was standing how it was possible to have somebody else do all of that and have it run smoothly. And boy, am I grateful that I did, because it is such a blessing to be able to just show up for it. And it lets me come in and be relaxed and have done the research on my partner and just know them a little bit and whoever I'm co-hosting with, and be able to just do that without focusing and scrambling ahead of time to post things, to get the things edited afterwards. I can jump and leave that call and get right into something else and not think about it again. Where Ken goes ahead and gets the videos edited, gets the clips given back to the co-host. She does all of the follow-up, gets the testimonials, and then posts the replays too. So I don't think of it ahead of time, and I don't have to do anything with it afterwards either. So that is actually a true blessing. Thank you for that, Ken.
You're welcome, Colleen.
Looks like Laura.
Yeah, I have a question. I think a virtual assistant would be amazing, because as another person who's doing everything all at once, you obviously you run out of time to create what you need to do. How do you bill as a virtual assistant? Is it by the day? Is it by a package of hours? Is it per the project?
It actually depends on what the business needs. So
Mhm.
sometimes I have clients that do hourly because that's how they prefer it. Because like, for example, okay, there's like packages. I don't offer hourly usually. I offer package and like whatever task you need. So then when I have discovery call with a potential client, I ask them, okay, what's the task do you want to delegate? Like the most
Gotcha.
that you hate it the most, because it's easy, but then it's time consuming and you don't want to do it. You just want to focus on something else. So
Right.
those are the tasks that you can delegate first and foremost. So what are those tasks? And then I create a package based on that. So each package is different rate depending on what they need. Also, because I know some virtual assistant do hourly because that's how they prefer it, but I don't do it because, especially when there's like a creative part include, like creating graphics. Because to
Sure.
be honest with you, with my 8 years of experience doing graphic design and web design, I can do graphics in 2 hours, or sometimes I can do it in 2 days. So I cannot charge
Right.
people by hour. So I charge them package rate for that. And sometimes project based, because like they only need virtual assistant or assistant once. And then, for example, for Nicole, if she has a summit like this, so the summit is not every month. Maybe the summit will be like every 2 months. So then it will be like a project based, something like that.
Okay. All right. No, that sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love how you bring that to attention, and then we'll go to Donna, because it's huge. People don't realize, and I do a lot of graphics too, and I know you and I can have to talk again. I've got quite a few projects coming up, but people don't realize. They think, oh, it took me 5 minutes to create something on Canva. No, it didn't. That 5 minutes was like an NFL football countdown, where they keep stopping and going, and that 45 seconds turns into 2 hours of another game almost. It can take such a difference, and I love what you're doing. And I just wanted to mention that, because even with summits, someone said, oh, it doesn't take 250 hours. My last one was 264 hours with the concierge service. So, your time is valuable. Great stuff to point out. Donna.
Yeah, I appreciate your presentation, Ken. I just want to share a lesson that I learned the hard way to illustrate the need for your service. I did a huge promotion in August and I got 9 people who said, "Yep, I'm in." And then I went out of town in September with no one. I left my computer at home, no one to keep in touch with my business. 8 of those 9 people did nothing. And by the time I got back to my computer by the end of the month, I had lost all kinds of momentum. So I never really thought I needed someone to help. I never really thought there were things that they could do that I could let go of. But that lesson taught me very powerfully how much I'm losing by not having somebody who can stand in for me. So thanks so much.
I love
Thank
that,
you for
Donna.
sharing that, Donna.
Yeah, I'm just going to interject a little bit here. I love that, Donna. And I think that when somebody was talking about price in the chat, and I think for me that what I did when I brought Ken on was I knew the energies that I put into the task, and I knew the value of the outcome of it being done correctly. And I balanced those with what she was charging. And it was very much worth it for the time freedom I got, and also for the authenticity freedom. And for me, what that means is being able to show up relaxed and happy, because I know that when people reach out to do business with me, and I am my very best version of myself, that the sale goes through, that I'm making more money, I'm building better connections and better relationships, and that is priceless. And so, of course, I look at the numbers. I always want to make sure that the value is there, but it is definitely there. And so, looking at your situation, Donna, if you had been able to pay a few $100s to have somebody keep that going, and not only just have it all put together and running when you get back, but to not have to think about it while you're on vacation. Because how many times, I mean, go ahead and pay yourself $1.50 for every time you thought about it while you're on vacation. And there you go, you could have paid a virtual assistant, right?
Right, right. I mean, I really lost 8 people who could have been my customers for this month for my lack of being able to follow through. It was totally my error. So yeah, it was costly.
I think
Okay,
Colleen
and
has a question.
yeah, she does. I'm going to bring her up. Thank you.
Colleen and I are sharing the same brain today, because pretty much what Colleen is saying is what I was going to say. I think that people don't realize that the value that they bring to their own business is much better spent working on growing the business and doing what the business is all about. And think about it. Is it worth it for you to spend that time doing the mundane things that you can have somebody else who's very happy to do that work for you? So I'd say spend an extra hour or two in your business, pay Ken, and just remain in this happy little area where you're just doing the things you love the most and not doing the things you don't love to do.
Exactly. Thank you, Colleen.
Ken, I hear lots of good things from people that have used you that come to my lunch with Lynn. When I say to them, you really ought to think about Ken, some of them say, "Oh, I already thought about her. I'm using her." And so I'm very happy to hear that. I never hear anybody who's unhappy with you.
That's good to know. Thank you so much.
I love that too. And Laura said in the chat, she said, it's hard to wear all the hats in your business. And here's what I'm going to say. You should only ever wear your favorite hat. Why wear an ugly hat? Just wear the one you love, and then let other people wear the other ones, because maybe they look better in red. Let them wear that one.
That's really good, Colleen. Yes, I agree.
Hi everyone. I have a question. May I go?
Go ahead, Ali.
I can. Thank you so much. I just wanted, hi everyone. I just wanted to ask, for a business that feels very small, because sometimes, that's the fear behind many entrepreneurs, that we're too small, that we might not be able to be making, the revenue and the profit to cover a virtual assistant. What would be your advice, and what is the best way to start with a virtual assistant? Not to feel like, you're overcommitting, but also have the confidence that that this person is gonna be your right hand and is gonna be able to provide that support.
Okay, so for small businesses, I usually work with small businesses, solopreneurs, and I don't, because I used to work with big businesses, but I don't like the way it works, that there's like a lot of levels to go through before you get what you needed. It's like you go to this person and then they need the approval of this person and another approval of the higher level. So me, I like to work with like small business owners, solopreneurs that I can really talk to and directly know what they need and how I can help them without going through different levels and then dragging it like long time instead of just doing it and like do what I do best and get the job done. But for small business owners, and I know budget is a big problem as well, because let's admit sometimes there are times that okay, we don't get a lot of clients, so we're kind of low, and sometimes we're in a good condition. But I would suggest that like you can like I said, like some virtual assistant offer like hourly. So I know some offer like support for like 10 hours a week or 5 hours a week. I don't do that because I do package, but also like I have different kind of packages like, okay, if you only need this specific task, then this is how much it costs. But if you add more, then we can renegotiate how much it is. So for example, I'll give an example. She's not here, but I think some people here know Chanel. So Chanel, I did her social media and I gave her a package base for that. So we did her brand, like, okay, what's your target client? Because like she have a hard time posting on her social media. She doesn't know how to deliver her message and what she do to her Instagram and Facebook. So like we had a meeting, we designed everything. I did the graphics, I did the posting for like whole month. So then I gave her a package for that, and she's just starting her business as well. So of course with that, and I know her from networking. So sometimes, I mean, I'm not saying that everybody should do it, but when it's like people that I know and I like, I gave them a good discount because just because I want to help them also. So it's not just about gaining profit, but it's also like I said, like when I take you as a client, I want to see you succeed as well. So it's not just about gaining profit, but I want to connect with people because sometimes it's not okay, they're not like the big fish that you call, right? But they can connect you to other people. I have like people from the networking events that they didn't sign up with me because maybe they couldn't afford my services, but they refer people to me. And that's like a big that's a really good way to connect with people that yeah, they're not my client, they didn't sign up because they can afford, but like they refer their friends to me that have other business and their friends sign up with me. So that's how it works.
Exactly. I think the purpose here for all of us goes beyond money. Yeah, of course, that's an important thing, but we have a bigger purpose than that. Well, thank you, Ken.
You're welcome.
Colleen, you're muted.
You're muted, Colleen.
Imagine that. If you know me, you know, right? So I'm going to add to that an answer to your question there, Allie. And here's the thing that I'm going to ask you is that if you could double yourself in your business, how much more productive and profitable would your business be? Because when I hired Ken, I wasn't making as much money as I was now. And I knew that at any given time that maybe I wouldn't be making the money to pay Ken. And so I budgeted that in anyways. But what happened was by hiring Ken, I signed on another cheerleader. Everywhere that Ken went, she was promoting my services because she wanted me to succeed too. And she was highlighting what she was doing for me. And so it promotes her and it promotes me. And so in essence, it's like having two of me out there promoting my business. And so you have to consider how much more valuable and how much more profit would you have if you had two of you out there promoting yourself. And you can't count Creel, so maybe you would have three of you because you have both of you, and then you would have also Ken. And so you have to look at all of it and keep it well-rounded. Know that some months it may be a little touch and go in the beginning, but once it gets rolling, it's just a snowball effect.
Thank you, Colleen.
Did you mean to
You're
mute
muted.
yourself?
Oh, good Lord. And it's only the second day. We can do this. Okay. Does anybody have any other questions, or should I ask? Because I have another one.
I don't see any other hands raised.
Okay, I can't see everybody, so.
So they're good. You're good.
So you're saying that we should start with a task that we want you to do, correct? Okay, and then how do we decide exactly which task Like, can we sit down with you and say, what is your ability in this? Are you going to pick your favorite one? How do we, or is it really the one we hate the most? How do we really narrow that down to the one thing that we want you to do to start?
Okay, I'm muted. Okay, so that's a really good question, Colleen. So that's like one of the toughest decision that business owners think of when they want to hire a virtual assistant, because like, okay, which task should I delegate, right? I mean, like, because like basically you as the business owner, you know your business inside and out. So you can do it yourself. But then you're thinking, which part should I delegate? So I always advise my potential clients when I have meetings with them that, okay, which part do you really hate? Like that, because that part that you really hate, whether that's just sending email, whether that's just posting on your Facebook, because that little part there that takes you like maybe 10 minutes, but that stress you out. And stressing you out in your business make you lose your focus on the bigger picture. So, okay, which part of your business that you really hate, that you don't want to do? Whether that's just like, okay, I will need to update this, but I really hate doing this. Like I need to message these people, but I really hate doing it. So that's the first thing that I told them, okay, which that you really hate. So then you list the tasks that you really hate that you can delegate to me. And I don't, okay, of course I have my favorite. Like I said, I'm a very creative person. I like, to do graphics, like anything that has something to do with creativity. But I also know that that's not possible in every business that they can just assign this to me. And I also don't want that, because I also want to learn from them. So when they assign something to me and okay, this is something new, but I can do it, then I can learn. But I also but sometimes when they assign something like, I remember you were asking me one time if I can do ads. And I told you, I don't do ads. I'm not the ad manager. I don't do that kind of ads. I don't know how to do it. And I'm very honest with my clients or my potential clients that when they ask me, can you do this? And said like, no, I cannot do that. Like if it's something I can do, I will look to it. But when I know that I cannot do that and I hate doing it, I will tell them right away, no, I don't do that. But I can refer you to someone I know and maybe you can get connected and she can do it or he can do it.
I love that. And so I'm going to unpack a little bit of baggage right here for you. Yeah, you might not know this about me, but I'm a little bit of a control freak, right? Like I have been building businesses for 36 years. I've built 9 businesses. I have an exact way that I want things done. And that was a huge concern for me because I wanted things done a specific way. And when I was really upfront with Ken and I said, look, I'm not screwing around. I want it done like this, this, this. And she says, no, don't worry about it. It's not a problem. We're going to sit down together and we're going to create a standard operating procedure. And we're going to have it in writing and on recording how you want things done. And I won't differentiate from that. And so that is exactly what we did. And then after doing that, I think I watched the process happen for a couple of weeks and I went, ooh, I should have specified this a little bit different. And Ken was very willing and open. And I said, look, I'm going to change that standard operating procedure a little bit because this is what I really want. And she's like, yeah, no problem. Let's do that. And then again, now we've been in business. We've been doing the Monday morning coffee chats for almost a year. And so I met with Ken a couple days ago and I said, look, we're going to have a different protocol going in. We're going to do things a little different. And this is how we're going to do it. No problem. We're going to change the standard operating procedure. And having that in place allows anybody on Ken's team that does that to look at it and know exactly how to do things so that it's done your way. Because at the end of the day, it is your business. And she is there to work for you and to do it the way that you want. So don't ever be afraid that you're not going to be represented correctly in your business because she's not you. She will actually represent very well doing that.
Thanks, Colleen.
I think that's any more questions or shall we go to a break before we go over to Brutco?
I think that's it on the questions. And then don't forget, Ken's Chat GPT prompts are in the chat here. That's her free gift for you guys being here today. So I'll put that in there again. And she's a power partner, so she will definitely be part of this amazing simplified systems.
I did the
Absolutely.
vaults. So
Yes.
I
if
did all
anybody-
their vaults.
If anybody wants to see Ken's work, her handiwork right up close, make sure that you hop in the membership. She's done everything with the membership. That's one more project in my business that I haven't done anything with. I actually have to ask Ken how to do it because she has done the entire membership, including the vaults. And when you grab that membership, you're going to get the free VIP upgrade, which includes all the videos and everybody's VIP gift for free.
So I noticed Ken's name has on the what's written behind her has a TAL on it. And is that like a play on the word digital?
Yes, exactly. Because so there's a
Yeah,
little story
that's
about
good.
that.
It's very good.
There's a little story about that. I wanted my name, just Candice. So then I was like looking for a domain online, and the domain is taken. And then in my mind, it's like, who else has the name Candice? And then I was like looking, who took this name? Like seriously, like I don't know anybody's name that's Candice. And then it's like somebody from China. And then the domain, like they're selling it for like $400. And I'm like, I'm not paying $400 for that domain. So then I'm like thinking, okay, what could be my like my business name? I want it to be my name because I want to be recognized that this is my business. It was like, okay, I do digital, a lot of digital, and then Candice. Okay, maybe Candigital will be good. So that's how it ends up.
It's a great illustration of your creativity.
Thank you.